Hello everybody and welcome to the show. To kick the show off, here's a phrase that people have been spreading for a very long time, and you've at least heard it once, otherwise you've been living under a rock for your entire school career. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. As well as a catchy history saying, it's also widely known as the initial event in the Columbian Exchange. Columbian Exchange, my bad. Which is also known as the widespread trade between the native peoples of America, and the Europeans who eventually colonized. The reason Columbus ended up crossing the ocean on the other side of the reason that the reason that Columbus ended up crossing the ocean, going to the other side of the world, was because he was trying to find a faster route to India, which he then realized was not in fact India, but the Americas. However, he didn't realize that till much, much later after he landed. When he realized that the Americas were not in fact India, newfound interest arose for the demands of gold, silver, and the precious metals just waiting to be unearthed. When the Spanish came up empty-handed on that front, they lost interest in the Americas for a while, only rekindling that interest decades later when they ran into natives, the Incas and the Aztecs to be specific. Naturally, when they realized that the native people had all of the precious and profitable resources, the Europeans did the only reasonable thing there was to do. They pillaged all of the native villages, stealing their valuables and enslaving most of the natives that they came across in the process. The enslaved natives were then used in agriculture for the most profitable crops of the time, like sugar, tobacco, and all the other good stuff. Of all the ways Europeans used to take over the Americas, one of the most well-known is the disease they spread that natives had no way to defend against, such as smallpox, and they gave them small blankets filled for that people who had previously died to smallpox had owned, and it was devastating on the population. Because while the Columbian Exchange, in short, was more of an extermination than an exchange, because while the Europeans did give at some times, they mostly took, and took, and took, until there was nobody left to take from. And then they took some more. The goods gathered in the Americas were sold across the world and added to the economy, such as silver, gold, and all the other valuables originating from the Americas. Meanwhile, in the late 15th century, the Aztecs and the Inca empires collapsed entirely, relatively soon after the Europeans intervened. Once those empires disappeared, colonization started booming even more. Once those empires disappeared, colonization started booming even more so than the early settlers already got that ball rolling, so to speak. Spain took charge of what is now known as Mexico, also some of the lower parts of what is now known as the U.S. France went for what is known as Canada and the upper parts of the Americas, and England started the original 13 colonies. Of course, this is not how it stays forever, because like all things, those territories changed and evolved with the times to become what they are today, and the rest is history. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see all you in the next one. Till then, take care.